Okay, so now you have installed the dash system and you have a lot of different dashes that you can choose from or mix and match, plus the streak effects. But you don't want to have so many dashes, or you want to make your own dash. Let's take a look at that. Is it letting me exit? Yeah. Okay. And so you have the prefab that you have dragged on your avatar. And then let's start by right-clicking it and then unpacking it. If your VNC Fiori is going to complain, you just click do not complain. Okay, then you see you have the individual particle effects here for all of your different dashes. And then if you open this up, you see the actual particle effects inside of the dash. For example, the fire dash. Now, let's start with deleting dashes, I think, which is the easiest one. So, you see on the right side, you have this VNC Fiori component, which is creating the toggle for this specific dash. You have one for each dash. Now let's say you don't want to have the firework dash. All you need to do is you need to press delete on your keyboard and you have it deleted. And same with if you don't want the petal dash, for example. You press delete and now it's gone and you still have your flower dash. If you delete a lot of them, you can also reorder your menu, of course, because I have grouped these into two categories. The primal ones, which are the elemental ones, so to say, and then we have the arcane ones, which are all the random ones with effects. I also added this empty gamer check to show you which one is on by default, which is the holy dash. If you want to change which one is on by default, you can just click on the dash, you go to options, and then you can check the default on the VNC Fiori component. Yeah, let's get back to reordering the menu. You can theoretically add the path in here. Let's say you have deleted everything and you only have the fire dash remaining. Then you can just remove the middle segment. And so you have the fire toggle directly in your toggle menu. Or you can use my free tool, VNC Fiori Path Manager. And then you just drag the main object in here. It's going to show you all your paths. And if you only have like a few of them left, you can super easily edit the paths to whatever you want. Like removing the segment, for example, or like whatever you want. So it is in my main menu. It's super easy, and then you press on apply. Then, as you have noticed in the testing and stuff showcase, you can of course have multiple of these on at the same time to combine the effects. For example, you can have the dark magic and the crystal one on at the same time. And so again, this effect. And you can just do this by toggling it in the radial menu, of course. By toggling both of these on at the same time. Or you can of course make your own version of everything. Let's start by editing. No, let's make this play. Okay, yeah, back to editing. Let's say you have the fire dash. You do not like the fire ground effect. So all you do is you find the ground effect, which is this one, and then you delete it. I think that is probably going to be the biggest use case for most people. If you do not like anything, you can just delete it, and it's going to just remove the reference and everything is still going to work. If you don't want dashes, you delete the dashes. If you don't want some aspects of the individual dashes, you can also just delete those. Then, for example, if you don't want to have the black hole effect, you can just remove it. Or if you want to change it to anything else, you can of course mess around with the particle system. Super easy. Yeah, then let's just say you want to mix the fire effect with the dark magic effect, because both of them are kind of in the red by default. Yeah. And you see that both of them have a black hole effect, for example. So what you can do is you can delete one of them. And let's delete actually, it looks pretty cool. Let's delete this one though. So we only have one remaining. So now we have the fire and the dark magic that we want to use. We don't want to use any of the rest, so we just delete them. And now if we want to combine them, we do not drag and drop stuff around. We instead just delete one of the toggles. In fact, we can delete both of them. Yeah. Because now we only have these two left. And we can instead just create a toggle up here. I just copied the one that I just had on the fire. We added the path, so it is in just dash and then fire. You can keep the menu icon. You can make it be on by default, so if you reset your avatar, it's going to be on. And then we have the system reduced to just have this effect. And every time you dash, it's going to play this. If you have it toggled on, of course. Yeah. Oops. We need to, of course, change the reference in here to toggle this object on. Then, if you want, you can of course remove the bracelet too. If you don't want to have the control ability with your hand. And so by making a fist in here, you can toggle the dash on. By making an open hand, you can toggle it off. And you can of course delete any of the streak add-ons too, if you want to do that. Like the exact same way, basically. But these don't have their easy view component on here, because some of them are using two particle systems. they have it on the main object. So if you want to delete, for example, the fog effect, you can just check for dash add-ons fog in the toggle. You can click on it to select them. You can delete the particle system, and then you can also delete the menu entry by clicking on the 3 dots, of course, and removing the component. So if you don't want to use the add-ons, it's super simple to get rid of them. And this basically concludes the editing. Let me see. If you don't want to have both of the audio clips playing, you can of course delete one of them. Let's say we want the dark magic clip to be the only one that is playing. And we just select the fire one and we delete it. And now we have created this dash effect instead of the ones that we had. The U-shift, etc. is still going to work, and so you can just use it like usual. And this concludes the editing part of the dash system. Have another fun!